Good evening, everyone, and welcome. What a great-looking crowd out there. Welcome to Celebrating Philanthropy. We have an amazing night in store. We are going to be first starting with the Star-Spangled Banner, and please remain standing for Hatikva, the national anthem of Israel. Both anthems will be performed tonight by Eden Hebron, a student over at Florida Atlantic University. Eden, take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave? Kolot balevav penima, nefesh Yehudi chomia, olfate mizrach kadima, hain letzion Sophia, all of the tikvateinu, hatikva bat shnot alpayim, li'odam chofshi be'atzeinu eretz Zion Yerushalayim, li'otam chofshi be'atzeinu eretz Zion Yerushalayim.
What a way to start things off if that doesn't leave a lump in your throat, right? Eden, by the way, is a student, as we mentioned. You can find out more about her. She's also active with Federation's partner organization, Hillel, and you can read more about her in your program guide. Well, first of all, a welcome to all of you tonight. It is so important that we gather here tonight for a special occasion. My name is Jim Grimes. I'm the news anchor over at CBS 12 News, a journalist over there, and I feel privileged to be before all of you tonight in this room. It's going to be a beautiful event, but these anthems, by the way, are just reminders of the shared values that the U.S. has with Israel. We're talking about freedom, hope, and of course, the courage to protect them. As someone who spent the past 35 years in the news business, including 6 years here at CBS 12 News covering the West Palm Beach Treasure Coast market, I can tell you that I've seen the strength and compassion that define the Palm Beaches. I've also had the responsibility of covering the rise of anti-Semitism here and abroad, and I've come to understand how vital it is for me and my colleagues to stand with the Jewish people. When reporting on these issues, I often rely on Federation's experience. They've helped the community and others to understand what's happening now and how we should be responding. During my series of reports on anti-Semitism called Hate Rising, that became especially meaningful. Let's show you a short clip.
And you know what hurts the most? The people expressing it. because it corrodes their souls.
CBS 12 News is taking a hard look at anti-Semitism to inform and educate.
It has to be everybody's responsibility to say there's something profoundly wrong here.
Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County, Martin, St. Lucie, 6 million residents. That's the number of Jews murdered during the Holocaust.
I was the low-hanging fruit, and I was literally the first child taken.
Engraved on the steps here at the memorial, in memory of the 6 million Jewish victims of the Holocaust. It's a good reminder, and the purpose behind all of this, to reject hate and never forget.
When we aired those stories, we told viewers that this is difficult content to watch. And I think you'll all agree that it is crucial that we shine a light on what is the truth. It's so often lost within the media. Our goal, or the goal, I should say, of anti-Semitism is to, hate of any form, is to shrink us, to make us kind of pull back in, to make us question if we even belong, and to dim our light. We must keep showing up just like all of you are here tonight. And in doing so, we send a message. Hate does not win. And that is why I'm here tonight to stand with all of you to celebrate the strength of this community. Throughout the evening, we're going to be recognizing leaders whose generosity and commitment make that strength possible. Let's start by thanking our chairs of tonight's Celebrating Philanthropy event, Josephine and Jason Kalisman. You're going to be hearing from them shortly. We're also grateful to have Stephen Tannenbaum for his deep commitment and for serving as honorary chair of this joyous event. And of course, tonight we are celebrating the leadership of Richard Friedman. You can spot Richard. He has the best hair in the room. Great tan. After dinner, by the way, we're going to be presenting Richard with the Federation's highest honor, the Gene Levy Community Leadership Award. Congratulations to him in advance. His vision, his generosity, his dedication, and inspiration have made a lasting impact on Jewish life right here at our home. And now I'd like to ask Federation's board chair, Barry Berg, along with the other members of Federation's board of directors to stand tonight so we can acknowledge your service. And now the volunteer and professional representatives of Federation local global partner organizations, if you would please stand and remain standing for a moment. And now I invite all Federation professionals here tonight to stand. Together, you, all of you, help to ensure our community is combating anti-Semitism, caring for people in need, supporting the people of Israel through this incredibly difficult time, and activating a Jewish life movement that is welcoming, dynamic, and most importantly, strong. We are grateful for your service. Please be seated for a moment, and thank you all for being here as we welcome your commitment to philanthropy that is truly changing lives, not just here at home, but across the globe. Now let's meet some of the people whose lives are directly impacted by this work.
We have seen this community grow from a small little shtetl to a bustling, vibrant metropolitan center. I'm inspired each and every day by the people. That includes the amazing work of our beneficiary agencies that are on the front lines each and every day serving the needs.
We are here, our doors are open, and we're here to help.
It's just a very nice camaraderie to be able to do something. Hi.
Thank you. That's from the bottom of my heart.
Whatever matters to you in the Jewish world, the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County impacts it.
The fact that they would take non-Jewish community leaders to experience Jewish life in Israel
And actually see it and feel it and taste it and be part of it will help me understand it more than if I just read a book.
As the Federation connects with Israel, it creates that additional bond.
We brought together prominent leaders in the Palm Beach community the ways in which we needed to address anti-Semitism.
We felt action was necessary in order to protect our community, in order to educate.
Improving awareness, improving security to make things better.
Federation's commitment to the long-term safety and education of all of the children who pass through these doors really can't be underscored enough.
I think it's great that I have so many people here that are able to keep me safe.
The Jewish Federation is there to support us.
The Activate Jewish Life movement is a first of its kind, intends to connect with families with children, to connect with teens, to connect with young adults.
I think it is just that link to kind of get people connected and
to bring meaning to other people's lives.
It just kind of sets up this perpetual sense of community.
It's so vital that we get younger people engaged, educated, and active.
Through connections and through Judaism.
And building a community that our children and grandchildren will sustain and support for generations to come.
I was born Jewish and I want to stay Jewish, because Jewish is fun. Together we care.
Together we lead.
Together we're building a stronger Jewish future.
Today.
Tomorrow.
Forever.
What a powerful start to this program, and what an equally powerful community. Because of your generosity, Jewish Palm Beach is strong, it's more resilient, and it's more united than ever. Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Hoffman. I have the honor and privilege of serving as CEO of the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County. Thank you. Tonight, we are here to celebrate generosity, to celebrate strength in leadership, and to celebrate the power of this community. And as I look around this room, I see philanthropists whose leadership has shaped this community. You built the foundation that we stand on today. But tonight, we're also celebrating new voices, people who have recently moved here and who are already helping to shape the next generation of Jewish Palm Beach. And a shining example of that next generation are the chairs of the event this evening, Josie and Jason Callisman, who we'll hear from a little bit later. Thank you, Josie and Jason, for your incredible leadership. And of course, the honorary chair for tonight's event deserves our profound gratitude. Steve Tannenbaum has been a visionary leader and the co-founding chair of the Palm Beach Center to Combat Anti-Semitism and Hatred, alongside Rich Friedman. Thank you, Steve, for your leadership. Together, we are writing a story of strength along with hope and a clear vision for tomorrow. This coming June, we will conclude our Campaign for the Future, a historic 5-year journey that has transformed Jewish Palm Beach in ways that we have only imagined and hoped for, and we can only have imagined moving forward. And I want to thank Bill Meyer, who has served as chair of Campaign for the Future, for his incredible efforts and what is an incredibly successful campaign. Thank you, Bill. And now I am honored to share a very special announcement about the power of philanthropy and passion, which affects the future of our community. I'd like to ask Susan and Rich Friedman to please stand. Susan and Rich, we proudly welcome you to the highest tier of Federation's community visionaries. This is in recognition of your transformative gift of $10 million. The Friedman's gift delivers lasting impact against anti-Semitism, expands Jewish life through Palm Beach, through the Palm Beach movement, and builds on their already incredibly generous contributions to the Federation's annual campaign. And I'm deeply grateful for your extraordinary generosity and for your belief that on what we can achieve together. Our sincerest gratitude for making an incredible difference in our community. Thank you, Rich and Susan. Community visionaries like the Friedmans are leading the way for Palm Beach to be a model for Jewish federations across the country. Through contributions of $1 million or more, Their contributions are proving that this community is thoughtful, strategic, and forward-thinking, sustaining Jewish life today, tomorrow, and forever. Now let's talk about a significant challenge that we're facing. We all know that the rise in anti-Semitism is real. It's online, it's in our schools, it's on our university campuses, it's in our boardrooms, it's in our workplaces. And as we all know, a major American city has just elected a mayor who openly expresses anti-Semitic and anti-Israel vitriol. So what more proof do we need that we have to continue to take action by confronting hate, not with fear, but with resolve and decisive action? The Freedmen's Gift will ensure that the Palm Beach Center endures for generations as a lasting source of protection so that we can all experience Jewish joy like what we're experiencing this evening. After dinner, we'll explore these ideas a little bit further. And then we'll enjoy the highlight of the evening where Rich will receive Federation's highest honor, the Gene Levy Community Leadership Award. There are three important things that really defines the work of our Federation here in Palm Beach. And all of them come from our community strength in the way that we take action. Let's start with the strength of your impact. Everything that you're going to hear tonight, every initiative, every success is powered by your philanthropy to our annual campaign. So by showing up here this evening, all 550 of you have squeezed in this ballroom. You are all already participating in the annual campaign and Campaign for the Future. And we invite you to keep building on that impact by following the lead of our community visionaries, whose generosity lights the way. Because together we can complete the final chapter of Campaign for the Future in a way that shapes the future for future generations. The second way that we define our Federation is through our momentum. The Freedmen's incredible gift supports everything that you're hearing about tonight: combating anti-Semitism, caring for people in need, supporting the people of Israel, and fostering Jewish pride and joyful experiences right here in Palm Beach County. And it was actually the recent rise of anti-Semitism that led to our doubling down on the importance of sustaining a vibrant Jewish life here in Palm Beach. So last year, we launched our bold effort to strengthen our community through elevating Jewish pride and Jewish identity. And it's called the Palm Beach Movement to Activate Jewish Life. And this movement has two pillars. The first is Jewish experiences that bring people together in relevant, innovative, and meaningful ways. And the second are Jewish spaces that give these Jewish experiences room to grow. Multi-year commitments to Federation are fueling this initiative. And in the first year, we've already energized thousands of adults and teens and children in unique ways. For example, over the summer, we organized the first ever Jubilee, a gathering at the Mandel JCC in Boynton Beach that attracted nearly 1,000 people who wanted to connect and experience Jewish life in Palm Beach with the over 70 Jewish organizational partners who were in attendance. Our Community Connectors program, which was launched just 1 year ago, is now actively organizing dozens upon dozens of Jewish gatherings throughout our vast geographical area. And a few of our connectors include family groups in Martin County, dads groups, empty nesters groups, LGBTQ groups. And these micro-communities then connect with all aspects of our larger Palm Beach Jewish community. 91% of the participants in the Community Connectors programs report that these experiences spark their interest in Jewish life, and that's leading to sustained involvement in our Jewish community. Plus, every Friday night, there's a one-table Shabbat experience, a Shabbat dinner for our burgeoning young adult population. 97% of the one-table Palm Beach participants say that they feel more connected to their Jewish identity. These early wins and outcomes of the movement are just the beginning. And the third way that we define our Federation and show our strength in action is by planning for what comes next. We're expanding, we're growing. This includes the planned Exeter Center on the campus of the Mandel JCC and Meyer Preparatory School, our Jewish day school, up in Palm Beach Gardens. And we're starting the process of reimagining our Boynton Beach campus to meet the growing needs of more than 90,000 Jews living in the southern part of our community. And we've been planning for a future where Jewish life continues to grow, evolve, and thrive, and where our spaces reflect who we are and who we are becoming. We now enjoy a national reputation for both responding to challenges and leading with foresight. The gift from Susan and Rich embodies that vision. It reminds us that the annual giving, multi-year giving, capital giving, and endowment commitments are all critical to sustaining and building a thriving Jewish future here in Palm Beach. And while we've seen the impact here at home, it's important to remember that our reach extends far beyond the borders of Palm Beach County. When crisis strikes, whether it's in Israel or anywhere in the Jewish world, Palm Beach shows up. This past October, just 2 weeks after the last living hostages were released, I had the opportunity to travel to Israel on a leadership mission. Many of our mission participants are in this room this evening. And although we felt a deep sense of relief for the hostages who were released, our hearts remained heavy for those who will never come home, and may their memories be a blessing. And together we bore witness to heartbreak and heroism, and we saw how our community's generosity is literally saving lives. Because whether it's mental health assistance for tens of thousands of adults and children who have truly experienced unimaginable trauma, or housing for families who are still displaced, who used to live in the north and lived in the ravaged kibbutzim in the Gaza envelope. Those communities are just now starting to rebuild. Each person we met reminded us that the Jewish spirit cannot be broken, and you can feel the motivation to rebuild a thriving country and a Jewish state. And it's crystal clear that our work as a Jewish Federation to support the rebuilding of Israel emotionally and physically is only just beginning. So I want to thank you for helping us create a Jewish future together, filled with pride, purpose, and possibility. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for that. Also, a thank you to the Friedman family for showing us what leadership looks like. Well, now we have a special look at a generation who will be leading Jewish Palm Beach in the future, and we're going to do that with a story. First, I want to tell you about 14-year-old Jacqueline Lee Littman, who lives in our community. In the months leading up to her bat mitzvah, she had heard the reports about mental health crisis in Israel because of the October 7 attacks. She realized that her bat mitzvah would be a joyous occasion with her family and her friends, but she also recognized that there were kids her own age in Israel who were going through some very trying times. Jacqueline Lee's parents, being good parents, they taught her how to make a difference regardless of her age. So she turned her bat mitzvah into a fundraiser, and her generous family and friends contributed $139,000 to Federation for its mental health initiatives in Israel. I mentioned she's 14, right? 14 years old, quite amazing. Those initiatives, by the way, are already helping tens of thousands of Israelis, but we know that that kind of trauma is a long-term situation. But with her contribution, Federation will be able to help many of those people who are suffering deeply and many more in the future. Amazing leadership, Jacqueline Lee. Let's give her a round of applause, because I gotta say, if you have grandchildren or children in that age group, 14 years old, reaching them right now is no easy task. But they are the future, aren't they? They're the ones who are going to make the changes decades from now as we sit in this room. Now we're going to hear from some other young people. This is Alexis Klein. She's another teen leader in Jewish Palm Beach. And Alexis tonight is joined by Addison Tompkins. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Hello, my name is Lexi Klein, and this is Addie Tompkins. Tonight, I am speaking on Addie's behalf. We are both 16 years old, we have both grown up in Jewish Palm Beach, and we have both grown up going to Camp Shalom. And for both of us, the Mandel JCC has been a home away from home. And although we both attended high school together for some time and both spent our summers at the JCC, Addie and I didn't really get to know each other until last year when I worked with the amazing inclusion staff at the J to create a program called Shooting for the Stars. This one-of-a-kind program brings teens of all abilities together to play sports and socialize. I started it a couple of years ago because although the Mandel JCC has done an incredible job of creating a safe space for children with special needs, there really wasn't anything for teenagers like Addie and me to hang out and be together. The first step was getting high school teens to volunteer as peers, and I was thrilled when over a dozen showed up on day one. All of us are active in the Mandel JCC's JT program, and many of us already knew each other, which helped us jump right in. Fast forward almost 2 years, and we haven't had a single volunteer drop out, not one. Everyone has stayed committed because we genuinely love being a part of this. Now, Addie and I, and dozens of other kids just like us, have created lasting friendships, and we are so grateful for the opportunities Jewish Palm Beach has given us. While this program began as a way to help teens with special needs feel included and supported, it has really become a place where all of us grow, lead, and feel like we belong. Thank you.
Let's give them a round of applause. Lexi, Addie, fantastic. It is incredible to see young people making such big moves in their lives at a young age and making a real difference. And it is truly what the next generation of leadership looks like. Let me catch up here. Got carried away. Well, now it is my pleasure to introduce the chairs tonight of Celebrating Philanthropy, Josephine and Jason Kallisman.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Jim, for being an ally of the Jewish people and for your amazing display of strength, generosity, and community. You presented so well, you could probably be a newscaster. But Josephine and I are truly humbled to co-chair this special evening alongside our honorary chair, Stephen Tannenbaum. This event is deeply personal for us, both in our feelings about the Palm Beach Jewish community and in our admiration for tonight's honoree, Richard Friedman. Rich is a man whose leadership is shaping this community in profound and lasting ways. And let's take a 1-minute sneak peek at the video honoring Rich that we'll see later this evening.
We continue to layer in more things each year. And because that's what this is, it's a building of a foundation to support our community and to fight what we're going to have to fight endlessly.
Richard is the ultimate team player.
He put his people first always. Leadership by people like Rich Friedman, that's what's making a difference.
He always wins, always wants to succeed.
People respected his intelligence.
Rich is a mensch, and I think that's the best way to describe him.
He's a genuine guy.
And he really cares a lot about giving back.
Never looks for the recognition. That's not important to him.
He loves his family.
Larger than life.
He is so loving. He's always there for us.
And a problem solver.
The ultimate dad.
He knows how proud I am of him. Pretty proud.
So after dinner, we'll see the full video with more personal and poignant messages from the people closest to Rich. Then Rich will come to the stage and share a personal message with all of us. We'll also hear a powerful conversation between actress and producer Deborah Messing and our MC, Jim Grimes. Deborah will speak about her advocacy for the Jewish people in Israel in her documentary, October 8th. When Josephine and I got married a decade ago in New York, we did what every adventurous young couple dreams of. We moved to a retirement community and took up golf. In Florida, we found ourselves spending quality time with older couples who quickly became some of our truest friends and role models. I began playing a nearly weekly game of golf with Rich several years ago, and a close bond quickly formed. Over countless rounds together, I've picked up wisdom ranging from the importance of the number 26, that's an inside joke, to the more profound lessons of giving back and creating meaningful change in the world. He and Susan became true friends and role models to us. Rich was one of the key people who first inspired Josephine and I to get involved, and later to become cornerstone founders of the Palm Beach Center to combat anti-Semitism and hatred. And that showed us what is possible when a community acts with purpose and unity. We are so grateful, Rich, for encouraging us to help build something that is making a difference in both our world and our children's future. So thank you.
Jewish Palm Beach has flourished beyond our wildest hopes since we first arrived here. Jason and I are deeply proud to see so many tables filled by our young friends tonight. Their energy truly embodies the future of Jewish life in Palm Beach. These young families have created the fabric of our Jewish life here. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here and for being part of our lives and creating this beautiful Jewish community with us. Thank you, sorry. From the laughter at Hebrew school to the warmth of holiday dinners, our shared traditions have enriched our lives in ways we never imagined. Our children, Charles and Rose, have the privilege of growing up proud of their heritage, inspired by the values and spirit that define our community. Every young person here tonight represents hope and promise for the future. Together, we pass on opportunities to celebrate, learn, and lead, ensuring the legacy of Jewish life thrives for generations. Jason and I passionately believe in the mission of the Jewish Federation, to strengthen Jewish life, to protect our people, and to build a future rooted in hope, resilience, and unity. Rich, we are grateful that your impact can be felt throughout Jewish Palm Beach, down to the beautiful tribute journals at every table, each filled with heartfelt messages from our community, locally and globally. And we are very pleased to announce that this audience's participation in the journals has also raised a staggering $1 million for the Federation. To give you a sense of how incredible this number is, our original goal for the journals was $250,000. These are the kinds of numbers that really make a lasting impact. Tonight, we would also like to congratulate the Center's cornerstone founders. These leaders have a rare gift, the ability to unite people around a common goal and to achieve what once seemed unimaginable. And together with the strength of the Federation's annual campaign, these leaders are powering work that provides so many of us with hope and feeling of purpose during these challenging times. Before we move on, it's important to thank the members of the Federation's Jewish Palm Beach Leadership Circle, chaired by John Harris, Peter May, and John Tisch. Leadership Circle members are Federation's highest level leadership donors to the annual campaign, people whose generosity and vision strengthen everything Federation makes possible. Their names are listed in your programs, and please join us in recognizing their contributions.
A few minutes ago, we heard about engaged teens, leaders who are proud to be part of our community. These young people are why we must continue to lead. We are all responsible for shaping experiences that inspire informed, engaged Jewish adults for generations to come. Just as my own parents and grandparents inspired me, and then Josie, we hope that Charles and Rose will answer the same call to leadership. That's the Jewish value of L'Dor V'Dor. We see every day how our elders nurture and empower the next wave of leaders, and that's how our community grows stronger. Rich, your dedication exemplifies this spirit. Thank you for leading, for encouraging us to step up, and for setting an example we're proud to follow.
It would be unfair to Richard if we didn't say a little bit about our mother, Jean, and how impactful she was not only to this community, but to the Jewish community at large, the Jewish community worldwide. In order to validate appropriately the immensity of the award of the Jean Levy Award to him. When our parents came, Jean and Irwin, 1951 to West Palm Beach, Florida, they say there were 1,200 Jews. That was probably in 1960. There were probably 120 or 180 maybe. And I have to tell you, they passionately wanted to create a Jewish community because we were their children. We were not surrounded by Jewish people like Deborah. There were very few, and there was a lot of anti-Semitism. And Mom was not only committed to and passionate about her Judaism and Jewish community, but she was passionate about creating a quality of life for Jewish young people to grow up and to have a Jewish community in which to thrive and to have that pride and to have that connection. So it's very important, I think, for all of us to understand how much they did, Mom and Dad, but especially Mom locally, to enhance and build this community. I also want to say, just briefly, very important, my wife Stacy came to this community with me when we moved back after college and law school, etc. And she dove right in. Stacy Levy, she's sitting right here. She dove right in. She taught at the Meyer, what was then called the Jewish Community Day School, now the Meyer Academy, as a teacher. She was a volunteer at the JCC and twice its president. So she is exactly the kind of mentor that, or mentee that Mom expected of her, and she was very, very affected and influenced by Mom, Jean Levy, and growing Jewishly and impactful in our community. So I just wanted to say that. So our parents encouraged us, Mark, me, Stacy, Lynn, all of us, to, oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Well, I wanted to say, she wanted the Jewish community to be a place where people came together to connect, and it has come to pass. And it really is. And I wish it hadn't been 35 years since she's been gone, but she would have been really proud to see this group here tonight. The previous leaders who have received this award have demonstrated their exceptional dedication to Jewish Palm Beach and are in so many ways making many of Mom's wishes come true. And I want to hand the microphone to my sister and let her take it from here. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Mark. Hi, everyone. Our parents, as Mark was about to say, encouraged Mark, Stacy, Frank, and me to be active participants in our communities. For decades, we've done just that, as Mark talked about Stacy. We've collectively served on Federation's board and the boards of partner organizations locally, nationally, and at the international level. We have also served on boards of organizations in the broader community, not just here, but where I raised my kids in the Berkshires. Tonight's honoree epitomizes the pioneering spirit and commitment to the Jewish community of our mother. I have witnessed Rich's passion for making a crucial difference in the world as he helped found the Palm Beach Center to combat anti-Semitism and hatred. And that was done before October 7th, just so you understand. And I've seen his steady and committed leadership as I've served on the Center's Advisory Committee. It all started with his declaration of Hineni, here I am. Just as my mother said so many years ago. And now I'd like to introduce a video about Rich and his extraordinary brand of leadership.
Rich is magnetic.
He has the ability to bring people together.
A diverse group of individuals and leaders and philanthropists.
But having the people involved feeling good and proud about what they're doing.
Because he's got a great way about him.
He's able to build consensus. At the same time, he leads with conviction. He leads with authority.
His leadership is a tremendous example.
His ability to quickly sum up a situation, pivot, and do something about it is extraordinary.
You need to be a leader of people. And he's a great role model for people.
So thank you for all standing up in this fight.
Anything that Rich has been involved with from a philanthropic perspective, he has elevated that organization.
He was Goldman Sachs as a principal, and a lot of Goldman Sachs' reputation comes from our principal activity, but a lot of the principal activity belongs to Rich Friedman.
For COVID, if you remember, there were, the pictures of tents set up in Central Park, and that was Mount Sinai that was handling it. Rich's role was enormous in stepping up and making sure that the institution was ready to handle huge demands.
One of the projects he supported on Brown's campus was the renovation of what is now Friedman Hall. Their efforts have provided Brown students with an exciting place of learning and discovery, and it's fully accessible to all members of our community. And that's something to be celebrated.
Rich came to the table with a proven track record of excellence, of intellect, and a person that from a lay capacity can help be bold and aspirational to confront a community challenge. And for us, there was no bigger challenge that we were facing at the time than confronting anti-Semitism and addressing issues of acts of hatred against the Jewish community.
The most important thing to us was recognizing that there was an issue. And then what do we do about it and how do we address it?
Rich understands our heritage as a people. He understands the history, and he understands how that helps us look to a brighter future.
Rich's role in having people be committed, see that he's committed, and being part of something that's working.
And the fact that he can call upon his Jewish roots to help him process situations as we see them today, I think truly makes a difference.
If you can try and make a difference, it's really fun and satisfying and rewarding. I think that drives Rich.
Rich helped us pull together leaders and philanthropists, especially emerging philanthropists and younger philanthropists who've made significant contributions that allowed us to respond to the needs of Israel during this most critical time.
The Federation Leadership Circle has really provided an incentive for people to recognize and learn more about the needs. It's not only the level of giving, but I think people have gotten more active. Rich is absolutely the right guy.
When you have strong leadership combined with a desire to help and care and create a better life, you're doing something very special.
Goldman Sachs promoted people who were given to being philanthropic. It nurtured it, and frankly, it tried to teach it.
I am so proud of him. The whole family's really proud of him. I think this is going to be our legacy, Richard's legacy.
We grew up in a small apartment. I tell people either we got along in sharing a bedroom or you don't. We got along. We just got along from day one, playing games and hanging out and having similar interests in sports. And we had built a relationship out of a small bedroom, and it lasted a lifetime, and so goes on.
Basketball was his life. Basketball was his childhood.
When he was in college, he played at Brown.
I hear from his brother and when his parents were alive, he was on that basketball court every day.
That regimen of practice makes perfect. He continued that through life.
Taught him how to lead and taught him how to get along.
To succeed, his drive, his camaraderie. I think it all stemmed from growing up and playing basketball.
Who problem solves, and I think on the basketball court he probably learned a lot of that.
He knows when to take the shot. He knows when to take the risk. He knows when to pass the ball, when you need to pull in teammates.
And he played that role throughout his life.
He's a little too athletic, a little too competitive outside the office. He actually keeps score when he plays golf.
He sends me pictures of what he wins in tournaments, and I sort of laugh at it. It says, there he is, winning again.
Once I put aside all those things that, make me feel bad, I can get over that quickly and just realize what a great guy he is and how much fun he is to hang around.
What's the phrase? Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. And boy, has Richard walked that walk.
I think he's never been one for just words. He's always one for actions, and everything he's done up to this point, has shown that. That's why we're so proud of him.
I'm the proudest to be their daughter for both my mom and my dad. I think that they're making a difference that's not just going to impact this generation, but the generations to come.
Walk the walk with you. It's an extraordinary walk. It's an extraordinary journey.
He means the world to me.
Rich?
It's an honor for us to present the 2025 Jean Levy Community Award to you. Mazel tov.
Congratulations, Rich.
Wow, that was something. Can we run that video again, please? I just want everyone to know first, before I get into this, that this is a really special night. And more importantly, we're pretty well on schedule. I don't know if we're going to get you out of here by 8:30, but we're going to be close. And it was Deborah Messing who took us a little beyond, so don't blame anybody else. It really is incredible to look out and see so many of my friends, family, partners, and leaders who care so deeply about this community. And what I would say is tonight is a very important night. And you heard it from Deborah, you heard it from others. But we are dealing with an existential threat. We don't feel it when we're sitting in Palm Beach and we're enjoying an incredible life, a very unique one. But if we don't stand up, I don't know who will. Which is why it is really impressive that everyone who turned out tonight, and even those who couldn't, tried to, but we have to be the ones standing up because there's nobody else. This is our community, this is our world. I get asked a lot about, well, what are we doing with this initiative? And my answer is, we're protecting and we're educating Palm Beach County. We're not a national organization. And they say, well, why not? And the answer is because we're not. We don't have the resources for that, and we can do what we can do. So first I want to thank Lynn and Mark for presenting this award bearing your beloved mother's name. I'm humbled to join this distinguished group of past recipients, each of whom has helped shape this, our Jewish community in meaningful ways. And what an incredible legacy both of your parents have given you and given all of us. So I appreciate this recognition, but I have to tell you, this was really more of a responsibility. And I'm going to give you a little bit of inside baseball as to sort of how this got going. So we had a series of meetings at the Palm Beach Country Club with a number of the people that are in here, and we did it with spouses. And we had 2 or 3 of them. And then we went home, Susan and I went home one day, and I'm heading to my man cave to watch TV. And Susan goes, no, we should talk about this. And I'm like, to talk about what? And she goes, we have to do this. And I said, what do you mean we have to do this? She goes, we have to do this. And I just looked at her, I said, well, why don't you do this? And she goes, no, you're doing this. They want you, they don't want me. And then she just stormed down and shut the door. So yes, this was both a calling from my wife as well as from other higher authorities. But the thing about this was I really felt that we could make a difference. And I say we, Susan and I, because we are partners in this, that we could make a difference. And I also felt that it was something that I felt we needed to do. I've always felt in my life it starts with the idea. And that's what evolved out of these series of meetings out of the Palm Beach Country Club, that there was an issue. This is 6 to 9 months before October 7th. But we had an issue that it's always been there. The anti-Semitism is here, and it's going to be here forever. But it was rearing its ugly head in ways that we hadn't seen in a while. And we had some really brilliant voices in that room tell us, oh, we're not going to sort of play games with them. Because we're at war. We're at war with these people. And we're not going back to what happened back in the 1940s. So I felt that this was something we needed to do. And Susan felt it was something that she felt I needed to do. And importantly was we needed to capture the commitment of the community. And I think tonight is a recognition of that. So I thank all of you for being here right there. So I think you should applaud yourselves for being here. Because when we live in a place like Palm Beach and you love this place, you have to do what you need to do to be able to, to protect it and protect our people here. And, it does seem like we're going to get more of those New Yorkers coming down here with the mayoral election in New York City. Notice I'm referring to them as New Yorkers now. I don't know where we're going to put them, but, so they'll find a place for them. But when Susan and I first came here, and this is a little bit of an imposing community to come into, we were struck by the generosity and the way people stood up for themselves as well as for Jewish life. And, we learned a lot. We learned that this is the fourth most concentrated population of Jews in the country, in the community. And I think I told someone it was 800,000. It's 200,000 that are in this community. But we rank fourth around the country. So it's an important community. And there's no doubt that, again, the community here really has to sort of, step up. And tonight, I really feel the energy and the strength, of that. And it's the spirit that really sort of, we recognized. Because I will tell you, 10, 12 years ago, before we were here, when we were coming in for reggae, it seemed like a little bit of a sleepy place. But I think it's pretty energetic now, and it's pretty vibrant. And I do think, the Jewish Federation, has really stepped up in a very meaningful way. As I mentioned, it started with these focus groups. And I did wonder, what is it going to be like for our kids and our grandkids? It's a bad, 1.8 billion Muslims and growing fast, 15 million Jews and going flat is not a good equation. Those odds are bad. But, if we continue to do what we need to do, we can sort of, offset those. Look, that video just shows you parts of the story, parts of my life. I'm going to thank everyone in there, but that was really something. And at some point, I'm going to ask again if you could rerun it, but, even rerun it while I'm talking. And Kate seems to be able to do anything, so maybe Kate can do it. Let me first start with the Jewish Federation team. I have to tell you, Michael Hoffman, Matt Kernkraut, Joe Gahn, and Kate Lesser, and the broader group, really been outstanding. I would say they punch above their weight. Tonight is their Super Bowl, and they have been building to this in an unbelievable way. They care about this mission and their drive to see this successful. You would all be proud to sort of see how hard they're working. They are coming to the Palm Beach Country Club a lot for lunch. I will say that about Matt and Kate. But working with them and so many other organizations, I have to tell you, they're a top-notch team. And I look at Joe Gahn as she's our content. And when we need to put someone on TV, we put Joe on TV. And when we need to send someone up to see the legislators, Joe's the one we send. We don't send Michael. We can't send Michael to those meetings. Steve Tannenbaum, you're sitting right up. You're sitting with us. You're part of our family at this point. Thank you for your friendship, your leadership, the joint leadership we've had with the center. We finish each other's sentences. In the meetings, one would go quiet, the other would speak up, and we'd look at the other, and we both would agree. It's really been a tremendous partnership for the last 3 years, and I think we've got something pretty special here. So thank you, Steve. One thing I want to say to everyone here is that this center belongs to us. And I know that may not mean anything to a lot of people in here, but we built this in a way that it's not just an initiative of UJA. And people ask about this. They said, well, whose is it really? And I look at them like, who is it, what? And they said, well, where are the offices? I said, well, we don't have any offices. But the center is ours, and that's an important thing. We are collectively driving this with Steve, myself, the committee, but we take that beyond. We want input. We want others who are willing to join, because this has to be a collective and a collaborative initiative, or it's just not going to work. And I think Steve and I have really sort of, it's been, I'm telling you, it's been hand to glove. Josie and Jason, the chairs of this beautiful event. Jason, you did an unbelievable job with the table settings. It's unbelievable what you did. But you guys inspire us, and you show us the actions, and you guys are where the leadership is in Palm Beach County, and it's really fantastic. And I will say one last thing is, they're the best husband-wife golf team in Palm Beach. To my children, Jackie and Josh, against all odds, you made it tonight. They seem to get doses of the flu or missed planes or whatever. Today took about only 8 hours from New York, and that's with private planes. So, you know, we love you. We thank you for coming. You're building beautiful families, and we're doing this for you and for your kids. And that's how we think about it, and that's what motivates us. And, you know, I'm so glad that you guys are here for this night for Susan and I. And those in the video, you know, I'll sort of speak with them separately, but Chris, Lloyd, Peter, and John, I did not pay them anything, I promise you. Though I did give money to their organization, so I don't know if that counts. But thank you for your belief in me and for what we're doing down here and for being willing to devote the time to this. And more importantly, I want to thank my big brother, Stephen, who's here at table 5, because he's been my sort of like my brains behind all this through my whole life, starting out at a very young age, helped me through figuring out what to do in college to get to business school. And he's always been the pioneer in our world. So, you know, what are we creating here? Early in the program, you heard about our gift. Susan and I are really excited about making the gift a federation. We made that decision as a family. We want to sustain the work of the Palm Beach Center to combat anti-Semitism and hatred and to fuel the Palm Beach movement to activate Jewish life, because there has to be other dimensions than just I don't want to say just, than providing safety and security to the community. There have to be other dimensions to it. And look, anyone here who thinks that, you know, we're done with this, it's fine, you know, anti-Semitism's over or the incidents are over. The Jews represent 2% of the population of the United States, and we represent 70% of the religious-related criminal, incidents in the United States. So we're punching way above our, our weight. And we have a serious problem. We can't hide from it. We have to focus on it. Our work is just beginning in the center. And our gift builds on that shared commitment, helping everyone's generosity reach further and endure longer. So, and if you want Jewish life to thrive, we can't keep fighting this crisis to crisis, which is sort of how it's been. Some people have asked, during the day today, well, why don't we have a national effort on this? And I'd say we've talked about that at our committee, and we just can't seem to figure out why other, UJ organizations can't get together and do this on a national basis. And we're doing it on local, others are doing it on local, and yet our adversaries are very organized and they're very well funded. So hopefully that's something that maybe we can work on over time, is to make this more of a national effort. And we're gonna need to build a legacy of strength. Look, think about the things we've been through: rising anti-Semitism, October 7th attacks, college campuses, which have been quiet for a while. And the work of the Palm Beach Center and the expanding movement to activate Jewish life have led to some, which I'm going to refer to as Jew sanity in our community. We had Lynn sanity in Madison Square Garden for a while, but Jew sanity is the presence of mind and strength to stay grounded in truth even when the world feels unsteady. It's the emotional courage to see things as they are, not as we wish they were, and to respond by living proudly, living boldly, and never losing sight of who we are. Jew sanity is about staying centered in our values when the ground beneath us shifts. And it's about building institutions strong enough to carry forward our resolve. Every act of your generosity, whether it's an annual campaign pledge, a multi-year commitment, or a lasting fund in your name, all of it represents Jew sanity in action. And to anyone who shared a message in the tribute book, I really want to thank you. In addition to honoring me, you've turned our fears into programs, our outrage into protection, and our hopes into Jew sanity for our children's future. What I see tonight here is hundreds of people here who are committed to strengthening Jewish life, and I know there are many more who couldn't be here because this was the hottest ticket in town. Can you imagine? You couldn't get in. Susan was getting emails all day long, and she said, sorry, we're sold out. Federation, including the center, belongs to all of us, supporters of the Jewish people of Israel, of this community. And we're going to have to focus on this for some time to come, and that's how change happens. One act of conviction, one moment of Jew sanity at a time. So what will your moment of Jew sanity be? Who will you stand beside and stand tall? Because strength isn't something we inherit, it's something we create. So I do want to challenge every one of you of how you're going to make an impact to this challenge that we have in front of us. That is Jew sanity. It will really feel good when you make your mark. I promise you that the actions you take will address any anxiety that you feel. That will be Jewish strength. That is Jewish Palm Beach. That is Jew sanity. Thank you very much.
Truly one of the good guys. It's nice that he's on our team, am I right? Rich, congratulations. It's good to have all of you on our team as well, right? Before we say goodnight, and we hope you've had a fantastic evening, we want to turn your attention to the screens on the side here for a short video celebrating you and all that we're building together. And don't forget to mark your calendars December 10th for Celebrating Philanthropy, chaired by Bill Meyer. It'll be right here at the Kravis Center next year. Have a great evening, everyone.
If you want to make a difference in the lives of people, there's no better place to be engaged, involved, and give than the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County.
And being a part of our collective efforts, we are able to strengthen Jewish life, care for those people in need, care for the people of Israel, and confront anti-Semitism and acts of hatred against the Jewish community.
This is just the beginning. We can build this community even bigger and better.
Together, we can look to a very, very bright future.
Now is the time. Come and try something that you've never tried before.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Join us because the mission of the Federation has never been more critical than it is today.